Hey YouTube, Coppersan here. In this video we're checking out the close to final, if not final, balance changes that were applied to the Explorer pirates after they got remastered. First up, let's check out the Buccaneer class. For those of you who missed the previous video, this class got a ton of changes. For example, they lost their energy system and instead have now a new toggle skill that spawns additional serpent attacks while they're attacking themselves for a couple of times. Today there was another balance update with no big changes for the pirates, but again some minor skill changes, which I will include in this video as well. Actually, there have been 3 more test server updates since the last time we checked out the Buccaneer, so let's check out what's different now. First up, their up jump has had its range slightly increased. No massive difference by any means, but just a slight boost. Then there were some nerfs and buffs for a lot of their skills. The bugs are still way better off than what they were before the update, but some of their power from the earlier test server has been lowered. Your hook bomber main mobbing attack has had its amount of hits lowered from 6 to 4, which is quite a big nerf, and the attack range was slightly decreased as well. With a skill being your main mobbing attack, this is kind of a big nerf, but it's closer to the energy beam skill it once was, which also only hits 4 lines. I have an additional line from my hyper skill, so that's why you're seeing 5 lines of this attack, by the way. The damage of Sea Serpent Burst 2, that serpent that pops out, has had its damage decreased from 509% to 425%. So that's another nerf for the mobbing of this class, but their bossing skill actually got some nice damage increases. Sea Serpent Enrage, that serpent hat that pops out when you use your bossing attack, saw its damage increased from 203% to a whooping 430%, so that's more than doubling the damage of this skill. And the same thing happened to their special serpent skill that appears after proccing your Serpent Enrage skill a couple of times. That skill saw its damage go up by quite a bit as well, from 144% to 240%. So more power for their bossing and some nerfs for their mobbing. I was doing the 5th job advancement, and I'm not sure if I actually mentioned this in previous videos, but man, this is a lot easier right now. You no longer need 100 Star Force, and that quest where you had to find that hidden portal in the Demon World Tree, that quest was completely removed. Instead, you now just have to go through 3 different stages, which is definitely a lot easier. But I wanted to showcase a few changes here as well. First of all, the damage from Howling Fist was improved from 1050% to 1400%. And for Lightning Form, the damage from the orbs was decreased in the previous episode from 900% to 360%. This was increased again after today's update. Nexon of course never states by how much exactly, and I couldn't find any images for the new skill at max level, but at level 1 this orb now deals 374% damage and now hits for 5 lines instead of 3. And those were all the changes for the Buccaneer. Next up is the Corsair. When we played Corsair, we already had some of the newer balance changes, like your battleships no longer having a cooldown and some other buffs. Since then, the attack speed and summon duration of your little ship summon has been improved from 30 seconds to 60 seconds. I still think this skill looks really ugly. Your 4-job Hurricane skill Rapid Fire has gotten a nice boost as well, increasing its damage dealt from 325% per bullet to 375%. And the biggest buff went to the Headshot skill, whose damage has been increased from a measly 525% to a massive 1185%. And the amount of lines the skill hits also got increased by 1 from 12 to 13. That's a really big increase right there. And to give the Corsair even more damage, your 4-job Majestic Presence passive skill has gotten a new effect as well, increasing final damage by 8%. The old parroting skill that marked an enemy has gotten its bullet fire bullet increased, but the damage of your battleship summons did see a slight decrease for this class. Their damage was nerfed from 445% to 400. After their remaster, Corsairs can now mark an enemy that they want their summons to bombard. That will deal it's like a special attack that will deal more damage focused on a certain area. This skill has been improved even more with the addition of an automatic function. If you right click the skill, a bombardment will start automatically if an enemy is marked by your new parroting skill. Perfect for bossing actually, that's a very nice improvement. Corsair's Tonic Hyper skill now increases all your summons damage for a short duration when used, and with the latest changes the damage increase for your ship summons was slightly lowered again from 580% to 500%. I guess those ships were just too OP after all. So some slight nerfs, but overall some pretty good buffs for this class. I think this is a win for this class if you look at the general changes. And finally we have arrived at the Cannoneer. There weren't that many changes for this class, just some minor buffs here and there. For example, the cooldown of your barrel roulette skill was lowered from 75 seconds to 60 seconds, and the passive 3rd job reinforced cannon skill now also increases final damage by 5%. And after today's test server update, the 3rd job passive counterattack now also increases final damage by 5%. Wow, so 10% more final damage for free? Huh, that's pretty generous. And finally, the cooldown when firing your big cannonballs was reduced. There used to be a 3-second cooldown, but as tested by a Korean Mapler as shown right here, the delay is basically completely gone now, which I imagine can be quite nice for bossing. What do you think about the remastered pirates? Let me know in the comments. I'm currently going over all the new balance changes to see if there's anything that's like really broken or OP or completely nerfed, and I'll make like a shorter video about that later today as well if I find anything. And that was all for today. As always, many thanks to our members for making this video possible. Thanks to Niels de Coninck, Raar maar waar, Sebastian, Hanoy, FLX, Ryalias, Terry Kim, Vareese, Cowdy Mora, Wiley, Francisco Sousa, Historycanon, BackSpaceOTI, Saffronyx, Lonzo, BG Extremes, Anwar NHI, Frank Bouget, Ziggy Deer, Flidiot, BMWT, Knifesu, Chen125, Cloudfix, Gusus Rodriguez, Froggy11, Sirtito655, Gleason, Brandon Cam, Vira, Trevor, Michael Machaka, Ratius, Lucky Beats, Justin Vale, Silvio Nato, Stevie Zhang, Afterlord_MS, Heopan, ceemak, Striker Elk, Nok MSS, Niu, Taiwan Pan, Victor Sunstrom, Radicals the Alien, Stanislaus Kusumo Vegas, Riser RU, Eddie Reacts to Things, Dular, Gummy Bullet, Mr. Anarch, Lovebird, Rev Soli, Yuski TV, Yo Mama, Mathias Simonsson, Caveman, oh yeah, Galando Belavia, I'm disappointed. My name is Coppersan and I'm super cute XOXO. Clap for the moment, PC Game Life, Max Bernhardt and Cakeshot. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe and happy mapling.